I don't think I've ever said it on this channel, but yours truly is from Morocco, Casablanca, the same city as Azzedine Ounahi, the player I'm going to focus on in this video. Now, as a Moroccan football fan, I've been aware of Azzedine Ounahi for over 3 years now. Within Morocco's footballing circles, he's being talked about as a great prospect, a great hope of Moroccan football, a player similar to Achraf Hakimi or Hakim Ziyech, a player who's going to go on to play for some of the biggest European clubs. But of course, for me, as a Manchester United fan, here in the Scarlet Report, I could not justify it to myself to talk about Azzedine Ounahi as a viable, realistic transfer option for Manchester United, mainly because I felt that he was still young and that he still had things to prove. Boy, was I wrong, because the World Cup has provided him and many other Moroccan players with just the right platform, the right environment for him to show exactly what he is capable of. What Azzedine Ounahi showed during this World Cup is that he belongs to the same pitch at some of the greatest midfielders of this generation. He belongs on the same pitch as Kevin De Bruyne, as Modric, as Brozovic, as Kovacic, as Busquets, as Bernardo Silva, as Tchouaméni, as Ruben Neves. And so I think that Manchester United definitely needs to look into this kid as a viable option for our midfield. Back in March, here on the Scarlet Report, I made a video about another brilliant wonder kid, Enzo Fernandez from Argentina, who at the time was playing for River Plate. And I talked about how we need to sign this kid and how this kid is the real deal. And at that time, he would have cost us 18 to 20 million pounds. And yet we didn't. In the summer, Benfica got him. Well, now he's in the World Cup final with Argentina. Now he's worth 60 to 80 million pounds. And I feel that it's going to be the exact same thing with Azzedine Ounahi. Now he plays for Angers in France. So they are considered minnows of French football. They are last in Liga, but his performances for them were not bad. I mean, he is second only to Lionel Messi when it comes to successful dribbles in the league. So he's quite a talented kid. But of course, a 22-year-old midfielder can't have that big of an effect on the performances of the other 10 players that he plays with, right? But I think that for a team like Angers, who are last in Ligue 1, who are a yo-yo club, yo-yo in between Ligue 1 and Ligue 2, they are going to take whatever is thrown at them. I don't think their bargaining power is that strong. So a lot of clubs are circling. And if Manchester United are not part of the conversation for Azzedine Ounahi right now, well, what's going to happen is that a club like Leicester or Wolves or Leeds or Spurs are going to get him. A club like Sevilla, for example, German clubs are circling as well. They're going to get him for 25, 30 million pounds. And in 2 years, he's going to be worth 80, 90 million pounds. And he's going to end up going to Barcelona or Madrid or Man City or something like that. And I think that Manchester United have to learn to get in early on these players who are clearly talented. N'Golo Kante, another midfielder who is similar to Azzedine Ounahi in many aspects, came in from Caen to Leicester. When he was at Caen, he was not setting the world alight, but everyone could see what a brilliant player he was. And when he came to Leicester, he clearly grew into his role, and he became one of the best midfielders of his generation. The same thing with Jude Bellingham when he was at Birmingham. Could we see that this kid would one day be, one of the biggest players in the world? Probably a good player, yes, but Dortmund got him, and now they have shaped him into one of the best midfielders in the world. Enzo Fernandez at River Plate, he was there, ripe for the taking. Benfica got him, and now here we are. Azzedine Ounahi is going to be the exact same situation. Azzedine Ounahi is the perfect mix between industry and elegance. He is a hard-working midfielder. He's got quite an engine in him. But at the same time, he's extremely technical. Not only with his passing ability, but he's a dribbler. His first touch is amazing. The ball sticks to his feet. And currently at Manchester United, we don't have any player like that. Players like Fred and McTominay, they're supposed to fill that role, of a carriero, if you may. A central midfielder that works hard, but at the same time is valuable in transition, either with passing or with dribbling with the ball. But of course, they're not as good as this kid. We definitely need an upgrade. Both of them, their contracts are going to expire in 2024. So with Casemiro and Eriksen, we have two experienced players, both of whom are 30 years old. And then we have some youngsters, Zidane Iqbal and Isaac Hansen and Kobe Mainu, for example, who are coming through. But we don't have anyone in an age that is between these two age segments, if you may. And Azzedine Ounahi would fit in excellently in the Manchester United team, mainly because he adds in qualities that we currently don't have, i.e. a hard-working dribbler, runner, ball progressor, and at the same time, he's just at the right age. And for the fee that's going to take for us to get Azzedine Ounahi into the Manchester United setup, come on, 20, 25, 30 million pounds maximum, totally worth it. Totally worth it. And based on what we've seen this World Cup, I mean, even Luis Enrique said it. Where in the hell did this guy come from? Right? Who's this guy? And he was impressed by his ability. Against Portugal, against France's midfield, even though we lost 2-0, we were not ashamed of that. Our performance was very good. And in the midfield, Azzedine Ounahi looked very good. And the reason we lost our third place game against Croatia, well, there is of course the overall fatigue and the injuries that we've had, but also because Azzedine Ounahi did not start the game. We could not control that midfield without him. But in the second half, when he came on, things were much better. And Manchester United definitely need a player like this. So I am 100% convinced that out of this current Moroccan team, that have been impressive this World Cup. There's been a lot of talk about Bunu, the goalkeeper, Ashraf Hakimi and Sofiane Amrabat, for example. But I think that Azzedine Ounahi is truly the jewel on that Moroccan crown. And I think that he is the most suitable player for Manchester United. And I definitely think that we need to get on the Azzedine Ounahi bandwagon before it's too late. Cheers.